Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be reviewing a movie and it is titled Outside Zombies on the Bridge. Now this movie is showing on Netflix and it is a Filipino horror movie. So after a zombie attack in the probably the whole world, a couple and their two children escape and they find themselves in the husband's house, childhood house, okay? The husband finds his parents already dead. They bury both the father and the mother, and that is when the story begins. But one thing that threw me off in this movie was that 20 minutes into the movie, we're just opening doors and closing doors and waiting for a jump scare to happen. 20 minutes, I had to check the time. 20 minutes into the movie, I still had no clue what was going on. I knew that something had happened and they had just escaped from somewhere, and the place where they thought they would find refuge, the people there had already died, but then they were just closing and opening doors, looking for, you know, whatever they were looking for, but then I couldn't just get a hold of what was happening. So after their escape, they stay in this house, but then the wife and the eldest son suggest that they move north and that other people had already moved north and that is where people were safe. Now the husband insists that they remain in the house, saying that zombies were still outside and they were still attacking people and they were better off staying in the father's house, okay? But this eldest son and the wife insist they continue, they especially the wife insists that they head north, and they actually do. But on their way, when they get to the bridge is blocked, and guess what? Zombies attack them. Now, in this first attack of the zombies, I actually blame the wife because she is very stubborn. She didn't listen, and it's as if, she caused the whole thing because she actually did. She saw that the road was blocked, and the husband said, okay, let's just go back. It's already getting late. The road is blocked for a reason. But then she goes ahead to say, oh, we can move, there's space. So she starts hitting the fence, trying to make way for them to pass, but then it attracts zombies and zombies start attacking them. But the husband jumps into action and saves his family, and they end up going back to the house where they came from. Their car had already broken down. They just left their car and went back to the parents house. So while we move on with this movie, we find out that the eldest son is not the child of the husband, right? It may seem as though the wife had cheated on him, or the wife had another lover whom she had this boy for, and the husband wasn't really fond of him. If you watch the movie, you will see instances where he was always snapping at the boy, and even when they saw a dead body, he had told the boy to go and get keys for whatever from the dead body instead of going as the father. So initially I was wondering where this whole hatred for the boy was coming from, but if you pay more attention to the story, you realize that it is deeper than we had thought. It had to do a lot with sentiment and marital issues of faithfulness, and obsession, because this husband was very obsessed with the wife. We're going to get to that point, but yeah, he didn't like the eldest son because the eldest son wasn't his son, and he had the feeling that the wife still loved the other person and the wife wanted to leave him. And there was a point where the wife actually said that she wanted to leave because she wasn't happy in the marriage and stuff like that. And you will see some scenes where this man snaps automatically, and it's as if he's hiding a character. There's a character he's hiding inside him, and we would actually get to that part. If you watch the movie, you will see where his character comes out of nowhere and you're surprised, you're shocked. Is this still the same man? Another thing that I noticed in this movie for me is that it is slow paced. The pace is very slow, and the 2 hours, I think it was stretched. I don't know why. I don't know how we got to 2 hours. It's a lot, and we just had them doing random things. It was just towards the half. the second half of the film, that is where we started understanding what was really going on. Okay, this is the reason why this is happening. Okay, that is when they started giving us reasons. So moving on, because of the husband's hatred for the eldest son, the eldest son actually gets a reception on the radio talking about a camp somewhere, probably where other people are, but the husband does not believe him because he wants them to stay in that place. He doesn't want them to leave the house. The husband is such an insecure character, and we later found out that he was actually dealing with something from his childhood. I'm going to get to that point, but yeah, he was dealing with a lot of psychological issues that made him think his family was going to leave him. So he tried to block, or he blocked every way for them to get out. He didn't want to believe that outside was already safe. He just wanted them to stay in that house, and he was doing everything possible to convince them to stay there. He would find fuel, he would put on electricity, he would put music, and he just wanted them to see that everything was normal. But nothing was normal. They were just the only people there, and they needed to go outside. So the next zombie attack happens when the husband, his name is Francis, when Francis was teaching the eldest son how to shoot, and they start shooting multiple times, and these gunshots wake up zombies in that particular area. So that area was not safe from zombies, just that the zombies were not moving around, they were just in one place. So the sound of the gunshots woke up these zombies, and they started attacking. And while they were attacking, Francis' brother luckily you know comes into the scene, and the zombies chase him, and he distracts the zombies, and they leave that particular place. So the next thing we see is Francis talking to his brother, and I would believe that the brother is actually the father of the eldest son. I'm not really sure about that, but that is what I think it is the brother who is the father of the eldest son. So they talk, and this brother offers to take Francis and his family to the north where he was going and where others were. I guess we never saw what was in the north, but that was what the brother said. He even gave Francis a map, but Francis hid the map and eventually burnt it because he didn't want to move from where he was. He thought his family was safer there. As the story unfolds, we understand Francis' character more. He was dealing with childhood trauma caused by his father, because his father used to lock him up and do all sorts of things to him, probably hit him and stuff like that, and he used to have nightmares of seeing his father attacking him and things like that. So this trauma affected him psychologically because he was a complete psycho. This man, oh my goodness, if you watch this film, at that point when he starts showing his true character, you would not believe that it is the same man. You will not believe that it's the same movie, because oh my goodness. So all this lead to the end of the movie, and the end is a shocker, completely unpredictable. At least for me, I didn't know it would end like that. Hey, I did not know it will end like that. All that I can say is that Francis is a goddamn psycho. He, like, there's a part you get to the movie, you think him as the villain, and then all of a sudden he's the hero, and then he turns back to being the villain. Oh my god, he's sick. So what do I think about this movie? I think it's a great watch, and the horror part is not that scary. It's not actually. It just has a lot of zombies doing their zombie things, and yeah, well, it's not that scary. But then, would I say there is a lot of blood? I didn't really see a lot of blood, honestly. I just hate the part where the flies were flying. I was using my earpiece to watch it, and I hate hearing the sound of flies. That's the only thing I hate about movies like that. But all in all, I think it's a good watch. Wasted a little bit of my time in the first half, but then was it worth it? Yeah, it's totally worth it, because I couldn't predict the end. If I could predict the end, I would completely hate it. So the way it ended, I think it will have a season two, or would it? Does it need a season two? I don't know. But the way it ended, it just ended. Bah. You're expecting something to happen. You're expecting it to continue, but then it ends just there, and that is the way it is. Should you go and watch it? If you have 2 hours to spare. you should probably try it out. Well, that is the end of my review. Peace.